and 2 of the men were confirmed to be Boko Haram terrorists. They have since been taken to custody and are undergoing interrogation. In all the operations, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, in all the operations, which of course spans from the 23rd to now, 801 persons were rescued from the Boko Haram terrorists. The breakdown is as shown right there on the screen. Now, we have also, within the period, arrested cattle rustlers. On the 28th, 4 persons and a teenager were arrested by own troops that are deployed at Bulambulin. Now, the arrested persons, of course, were handed over to the police. I believe that in due course, you also get to know what is happening with them. Now, recovery of arms from kidnappers. On the 2nd of December, own troops, while on fighting patrol at the general area of Gamji and Kafin Lemu villages in Nigi local government area of Bauchi State. Now, let me make a clarification here. You know, earlier on, in part of our engagement, I've told you that the theater covers part of Bauchi State. Now, what we have also observed is that there are some links to the thickly forested vegetation in Bauchi State. So what we have done is to extend our reach to that general area and ensure that all the criminals that attempt to go into that general area are well intercepted. So this is one of them, where the suspected kidnappers, are trying to operate around Nigi local government and engaged our troops in a gun battle, and of course they met their Waterloo. And the arms and ammunition that were recovered are also shown on the screen. Now, person-born improvised explosive device explosion. You recall too that on 23rd there was a loud explosion in the general area of Muna Garage, and when that, of course, happened, it was in the night. We dispatched troops, and on getting there, we realized that a suicide bomber, along with his accomplice, they were dead. And they are the ones that they find. Where are they? That's the picture. That's the 2 of them. Well, even though the sites are gory, but I think that it's essential for the public to know what these dispositions are. I wonder why somebody would choose to die in this manner. Boko Haram terrorists ambush on our convoy. On the 4th of December, just a few days back, 3 days precisely, at about 15:38 hours, our convoy, we usually give escorts to convoys. So the convoy had gone to Dambwa and then taken them back. On their way back between Dewa and Komala, there was a vehicle that was broken down amongst the vehicles, the civilian vehicles that have been escorted, which one of our vehicles now had to tow because they didn't want them to lag behind. In the process, the vehicles were now lagging behind, so the rest of the convoy had gone, and the Boko Haram, coming out, those who were fleeing took advantage of it, and ended up cutting them off and taking away a counter vehicle that had one of our motorcycles, which we also used for escort. The motorcycle was unserviceable at the time; it got spoiled. That counter vehicle usually collects whatever motorcycle that develops faults along the road. So as I speak to you, we are yet to get that counter vehicle, but because of the quick response of our troops along the road, we engaged the Boko Haram terrorists, and then in the process, we recovered this vehicle from the Boko Haram terrorists. This was the vehicle they used to attack. We recovered it, as well as the gun that was mounted on it, which, go to the next slide, I believe. This is it. This is an anti-aircraft gun, which is mounted on it. This is a spare barrel for it. So we recovered it along with the vehicle. Now, escort duties for humanitarian agencies. I think it's also essential for us to bring it up to your notice that we do escorts. In the last 2 weeks, over 38 escort duties have been provided, and you could see this is the sort of support I would give to NGOs, international NGOs and local NGOs. go next. This is what we also find. These escorts are on a daily basis, which we conduct both for the commuters. Now, let me also use this opportunity to mention that within the period, we have received additional manpower and theater, and as well as conducting training for our troops. During the period, 3 additional units were generated to improve the manpower disposition of the operations. And the Special Forces Battalion, one of them, that completed their in-theater training, they have been deployed, and they are operating somewhere. I will not tell you. And also, we are conducting additional training. There's what we call crewmen training. These are ongoing trainings which we also conduct in theater from time to time to improve the capacity and efficiency of the crewmen, those who drive our specialized vehicles in the theater. So that is ongoing to help to boost the operational capacity of our troops. Now, also within the period, the Chief of Army Staff, sent a goodwill message which was titled "No More Time to Waste," which of course has been relayed to the troops. I was in Goza as well as Banki, where I presented the messages, as well the others. Of course, I've passed to the various general officers commanding for them to go to the various unit locations to present such messages, and of course that has also boosted our morale. Now, I'll take time out to show you a few clips on some of the shots that we had that I spoke to earlier on, as I talked about earlier on. Just a few video clips of them, and for you to know what we do. Accountability is essential. Each time we carry out strikes, we endeavor to take appropriate record of them. This is one of them from the air component, and just for the time that we have, let me quickly show them before we go to the next thing. Quickly, play. This was, our troops movement. It covered our troops movement to Tukumberi. It's essential for us to know because I believe that time has come for I've asked for some of these in the past. It's not because we wanted to deny you, but we think that it's expedient to trust our judgment, trust what we do. But that we're showing you now doesn't imply that you're not still trusting us, but I don't think that it's this now a better time to let you know into some of the things that we do as a force. You can see that the Alpha jet, dropped a bomb, and what you find is earlier on was you see the Boko Haram terrorists that were trying to lay ambush for our own troops. They were also picked. What I want to use this to let the Boko Haram terrorists and all their sympathizers to know is that we have mustered sufficient force and capacity to deal with them ruthlessly. And I think it's essential for them to take a lesson of this and to give up their fight, because they have no reason whatsoever to continue the madness that they have subjected the good people of the Northeast to. And I think that if they will come to their senses, they need to give up and know that their end is in sight. And I was glad this morning I had my Commander-in-Chief also speaking to the fact that their end is in sight, and it's truly in sight. I've told you, and that's a fact. Yes, can we go to the next one? You could see Boko Haram running. You see them running. You see? Trying to run. And of course, we do follow them. Next one, quickly. This was on the 4th. These are troops that right there in the heart of Sambisa.